D, you ready to end some fucking kids' careers?
Yeah.
Alright, let's see what the drama that popped up. Torm Nova. They say I scammed someone for 50 million. I sent him 1,095 PHP. I sent him an additional 270. It's my guy Ice-D right here. He's another voucher for me. I have bought plenty of shit from him. I bought, I don't know, a Clash of Clans count. Alright, let's look here. First off, my YouTube statistics. If I was scamming and buying all my shit, what'd I do? Half-hour stream, hour stream, half-hour stream, hour stream, 2.5 hour stream, hour stream, hour stream.
Let's have a look here, actually. Huh. That's strange. User created March 8th, 2022. 9.35 thousand subscribers. 79 uploads. Something's not adding up here. Something's telling me you're doing all these live streams for an entirely different reason. You hit an awful lot of milestones in the span of 2 months. Your content's gotta be incredible, right? Oh. So this is your content. Well then.
What we do here is go back.
It's your main man, the ItzKasuna here, and we've been blessed here with another Twitter content cop. I've been given what I like to call a Twitter goldmine. Actually, I wouldn't call it a Twitter goldmine now would I? See, a lot of the things I'll be talking about didn't actually transpire on Twitter, but rather on Discord. However, the reason why I feel like this fits the content style of Twitter content cop is because these are things that transpire on Twitter as well. Sorry, I had to make sure I had my handy dandy water on deck so that I wouldn't get thirsty. Delicious. No, it's not my eyes. Ladies and gentlemen, I think I found myself a phony.
Wait a second. Something's not right here. You were just making it look like you were playing. You're a phony!
You may think that your eyes are playing tricks on you. However, they don't deceive you. Today we're talking about this kind gentleman. He goes by the name online as Simply Kane. If you're one of my Tom Online viewers, you probably already know who he is. If not, well, let me introduce you. Kane, just like me, is a Tom Online YouTuber. In the past, Kane and I were pretty close friends. However, that situation quickly changed due to some circumstances. Playing Tom Online as long as I have, I've literally been playing the game since the alpha test. You can go back on my channel and find old videos of it. I've had to learn many things about the game the hard way, through grinding, effort, playing the game. There's really no shame in not knowing much about the game that you play. I think it's perfectly fine. It's a rite of passage for learning the game. However, I also don't really mind when people flex their knowledge. If you've been playing the game for as long as you have, and you feel like you know something about the game, and you want to just be proud of what you know and what you've come to learn about the game, that's perfectly fine. It's something that everyone should be able to do. But now, when you're dealing with a game like Tom Online, there's an entire community of knowledge in the game. The community of the game is literally built off of knowledge of the game. And it's very easy to find a phony within that community. You see, with a game like Tom Online, you can't really just buy an account, watch a few YouTube videos, and then start flexing everything on the account, as well as your knowledge of the game, because it's very, very easy to spot that you're lying somewhere. Now, when I first met Kane, he had an account on Tom Online that went by the name of Candy Cane YT. I still have that account added, in fact. At the time, his YouTube account had quite a bit of traction, and I'd say that his account was actually doing pretty well. He had a lot going for him. However, that swiftly came crashing down into his face. You see, Kane had a bit of an issue with being told that he was wrong about stuff. I quickly became aware of this issue when I started voice chatting with him, quite frequently, I might say. Anyways, fast forward to sometime last year, and he suddenly has a new Twim Online account that goes by the name of Rudy007. Now this count wasn't very impressive, however what was impressive about the account was the hours on the account, as well as the various different stats on the account. Now I don't know about you, but there's typically a very noticeable pattern when people buy accounts on any video game. Typically when someone buys an account, they're very excited, they're ecstatic, because now they feel as if they're on level playing field with the other players that have been playing for a long time. Kane did a very poor job with hiding the fact that he even bought his account, as ever since he started playing on the Rudy007 account, he completely stopped playing on the Candy Cane YT account. Whenever you're managing 2 accounts in any video game, typically you have a favorite account. But in Twim Online, you have many systems that encourage you to want to have an alt account. You have your cooking system, you have your inventory system, and vice versa. I'm no different. I personally have an alt account that I do frequently play on. And while yes, I do personally play on my Squidding account far more, as it's my main account, I do also log into my alt account to cook the food buffs. But you see with Kane, he immediately started flexing the things on his new account. He started flexing all of his 2 slots, his hours, his mob kills, vice versa. Funny enough, this exact behavior hasn't changed at all. He still does it to this day, and you can actually find it on his YouTube channel. But buying an account isn't really the extent of the things he would do so that he can feel like he's on the same playing field as you. He's been caught in the act buying YouTube subscribers as well as in-game currencies, and he's even made it as far as being on the scammer list in Tora Nova. Now aside from the morally incorrect things, I want to move over to the things that are just cringe. Now if we hop over here to YouTube and search up Simply Kane, look at what we find. We get an account that has 9.34k subscribers but only 112 videos. When we click on this account, you can see all the things that immediately catch your eye. You find a lot of videos of him flexing his physique, so it doesn't even really stay within the game. He's also doing this in real life. I mean, look, I literally take protein so that I can gain weight. I've always been a little bit on the insecure side about my weight. As you can see, I don't really have a lot going on my arm. However, I do know some tricks around that. When I'm taking pictures in the mirror, I do know a lighting trick that can make it look like I'm toned, like I have muscles that I don't have, like I have abs that I don't have. But I haven't used any of these techniques since high school, man. And seeing that all of his pictures and videos are from the exact same angle in the same mirror with the exact same lighting, you can kinda reach a bit of the same conclusion as me here. But I won't lie, that's just me nitpicking, okay? Anyways, now we're quite deep into this video and I haven't even made it to the main point. Hypocrisy. All of these things that I've just mentioned that Kane does, he's accused other people of doing. With the real money trades, he's literally harassed other people for doing it, however he does it himself. With the mirror angle thing, he's harassed other people for doing those, however he does that himself. He's literally made fun of people for scamming others, but he's on a scammer list, so that can't be a coincidence. He's made fun of people for not knowing enough about the game, but yet, he also doesn't know much about the game. And he even went as far as to make a video trying to disprove all of these accusations. However, all they really did was just double down on the fact that they did them.
Hey, one. Alright, let's look here. First off, my YouTube statistics. If I was scamming and buying all my shit, what'd I do? Half-hour stream, hour stream, half-hour stream, hour stream, 2.5-hour stream, hour stream, hour stream.
Well, according to your worst nightmare, aka socialblade.com, you would actually. The live streaming thing would actually be a pretty good point if it weren't for the fact that your account was made on March 8th and you have 9.34 thousand subscribers.
Would I be doing all this if I had to buy everything instantly? Come on now.
But the thing is, Kane, no one really mentioned you buying anything. You did. Here you were trying to prove that you weren't a scammer, but the topic changed to whether or not you bought something. What are you getting at here? Because the way I see it, there's too much proof that you bought your account, but we'll get into that later.
If I had 500 million, would I be doing this? If I was scamming, would I be streaming at all? Come on, people.
Again, this just isn't a good point. I don't know what you're trying to get at here. There's a lot of modders that live stream.
If I'm on tour, I'm streaming it. Period. Plain and simple. Ask Dari. Dari's my witness here also.
If Dari's your witness, then good luck, man. Because honestly, Dari's witnessed a lot of bullshit that you've done, and she didn't really take any action. Considering the fact that she was the vice guild master of the guild that I was previously in, that's a pretty big deal.
Moving on. Let's go to my transactions. Everything I've done. I got paid for a video. Lovely.
Kane, no you didn't. Every dummy on YouTube knows that you need 4,000 watch hours to get paid. And they have to be public watch hours, which you don't seem to have enabled on your channel.
Very, very solid sponsors.
I personally see no value in giving a sponsorship to someone that doesn't even get an average of 20 views.
Here's all of my gear list. Let's show it all, shall we?
Even in the video defending yourself, you're doing more things that expose yourself.
If I scammed multiple millions of dollars, I would not be using 5th year anniversary gear. All this is 5th year pretty much.
You told me yourself before, Kane, that the reason why you haven't upgraded to 6th year anniversary gear is because you don't know what stats you need on your gear. But you also mentioned having a blacksmith of your own, and yet you don't know how to craft gear either.
That's a year. I could be using the best gear in the entire game.
Here's a red flag where people start to notice that he's doing RMT. When he mentions that he could have this stuff but he doesn't, that's a dead giveaway that someone's doing real money trades, as people that do real money trades tend to have all of this currency but they don't know how to spend it.
All this DTE, I crafted.
Right after that, we're moving on to all the static two songs. We have
Okay.
strength 9, strength 7,
I don't see your username anywhere here, man.
more strength, DTE,
You have a lot of usernames, man.
I didn't craft it, I did the stats myself. So, shout out to me. At this point, people should be paying me for this. Attack 8 and attack 10. I would not be using 8% if I had maxed everything.
Well, here you just need to be specific, because when you're statting in Tom Online, there's two different types of max stats. You have your max stats no gamble, and you have your max stats gamble. It's pretty common knowledge that anything above 8% on an adventure garb is still a gamble.
All of the crit stuff is not max either. It's 22 when I could be using 23. I'm using 24 right now. I'm that out of touch.
I think you guys get it now. A lot of his video is just him showing what he has, and it's not really contributing much to the point he's trying to make, which is that he's not a scammer and that he didn't buy his account. He didn't even defend against buying subscribers, which has been brought up to him multiple times. Most of his channel's uploads are just him flexing in the grand scheme. A lot of his live streams are him farming, which is pretty respectable actually. But the quality of these streams does not really have a good correlation with his subscriber count, because Tom Online's a pretty niche game and it's pretty hard to develop a consistently large viewing for this game, let alone a consistently large fan base. When you compare to other large Tom Online live streamers and uploaders, you have Zen, Raymiku, Pras Glenn. They all upload builds, guides, showcases, solo videos. These are things that Tom Online players typically want to watch, and these are things that I personally enjoy watching. But Kane doesn't upload any of that. He just live streams and shows his gear, which again, I don't really mind when people flex, but it doesn't really have a good correspondence with the point he's trying to make. If you ask me, it's all kinda a peculiar situation to be in. Anyways, I do want to apologize if you came here from Twitter, because a lot of you probably have zero fucking idea what I'm talking about. Here's a brief foolproof guide on getting followers on Twitter, because in classic Twitter content cop fashion, I have to do that. First and foremost, what you want to do is buy followers. It works 100% of the time sometimes. Second rule of thumb is you want to accuse people of stuff, but be the very thing that you're accusing other people of doing. And listen, it's not Twitter without a good old deceptive muscle pick. This one was definitely the longest of the Twitter content cop videos, but with a good reason, because there was a lot that I had to unpack here, and it was honestly quite taxing on my brain. But fear not, as in the future, I'll be covering something that's been requested quite a bit in this series. Finally, I'll be talking about good old classic FUD.